What moment made it clear you weren't the favorite child? I realized it when my parents left me with broken ribs in a car wreck to comfort my sister who had a panic attack. I was 14 and my sister Mia was 11 when we got hit by a drunk driver on our way home from school. The impact sent our car spinning into a ditch. I was in the front passenger seat and took the worst of it. Mia was in the back behind mom, completely unharmed but screaming hysterically. I was conscious, but blood was pouring from a gash on my forehead. My left arm was bent at a weird angle and every breath felt like knives in my ribs. Mom, I gasped. I think my arm is broken. But mom was already turned around, focused entirely on Mia who was having a full meltdown. Shh, baby, it's okay. Mom cooed. Mommy's here. You're safe. Mom, I said louder, blood dripping into my eyes. I need help. Dad was on the phone with 911 but kept glancing back at Mia. The car accident, he was saying. My youngest is really shaken up. She needs immediate attention. Not me, the one actually bleeding. My youngest. When the ambulance arrived, the paramedics rushed to me first because I was obviously the injured one, but mom intercepted them. Please check my daughter first, she said, pointing to Mia. She's having severe anxiety. She's not responding. The paramedic looked confused. Ma'am, this child is bleeding heavily and appears to have multiple fractures. Mia comes first, mom insisted. She's more fragile. They had to split up. One paramedic stayed with Mia to calm her down while the other worked on my actual injuries. Broken arm, 3 cracked ribs, concussion, and 12 stitches. At the hospital, the entire family focus was on Mia's trauma response. She's so brave, the nurses kept saying. Poor little thing went through such a scary experience. Nobody mentioned that I went through the same accident with actual physical injuries. Sophie's always been tough, Dad told the doctor when he asked about my pain level. She handles things well. That's when I understood. I wasn't the favorite child because I could endure things. Mia was the favorite because she fell apart beautifully, and my parents would always prioritize her emotional needs over my physical ones. The pattern continued for years after the accident. When Mia had nightmares about the crash, they got her a therapist and let her sleep in their bed for months. When I had chronic pain from my improperly healed ribs, they told me to take Tylenol and stop complaining. When Mia refused to get in cars for weeks, they hired a special driver and rearranged their schedules around her fears. When I asked for physical therapy for my arm that didn't heal right, they said insurance wouldn't cover it and I'd adapt. When Mia failed a test because she was too traumatized to focus, they got her exemptions and extra time. When I failed a test because I missed school during recovery, they grounded me for being irresponsible. Mia processes things differently. They'd explain. Sophie bounces back from everything. The breaking point came when I was 17. I'd been dealing with chronic headaches from my concussion for 3 years. Finally convinced them to let me see a specialist. The appointment was scheduled for a Tuesday. Monday night, Mia had a panic attack about starting driver's ed. She was 14 now and terrified of cars because of our accident. We need to cancel Sophie's appointment, Mom told Dad. Mia needs us to find her a trauma-informed driving instructor immediately. What about my headaches? I asked. You've had them for years, Dad said. 1 more week won't hurt. Mia's anxiety is urgent. They spent my specialist money on a 200 per hour therapist who specialized in driving phobias. I never got to see the neurologist. My headaches got worse. Senior year, I applied to colleges secretly. When my acceptance letter to my dream school came, I was terrified to tell them, but I needed their signature for financial aid. We can't afford out-of-state tuition, Mom said immediately. Mia's going to need therapy through college, and that's expensive. I got a partial scholarship, I said. I just need help with the rest. Dad shook his head. Mia's mental health comes first. She's still recovering from the accident. The accident from 4 years ago, where I was the one who actually got hurt. I worked 2 jobs senior year and took out massive loans, got a full ride to a state school through academic merit alone. Mia got accepted to an expensive private college where she lasted 1 semester before coming home with adjustment anxiety. Last month, Mia called me for the first time in a year. Sophie, I need you to talk to Mom and Dad, she said. They want me to get a job, but you know how hard that is for me. You're 21, I said. Most people have jobs by now. You don't understand, she cried. I'm not strong like you. I can't handle pressure the way you can. I handle pressure because I've never had a choice. That's not fair, she sobbed. I never asked to be sensitive. 2 days later, Mom called. Sophie, your sister is really struggling. We think you should move back home and help support her transition to independence. Support her transition to what? Exactly? To adult life. She needs someone who understands her anxiety. What about my life? My career? My own recovery from the same accident? There was silence. That was different. Mom said quietly. You were always stronger. I wasn't stronger. I was just ignored. I hung up and haven't answered since. Some people realize they're not the favorite child through small slights. I realized it while bleeding in a car wreck, watching my parents choose my sister's tears over my broken bones.